Yeah, good afternoon. Excited about this opportunity to be in the Rose Bowl, special event and big time game. I know our guys are excited. We got 15 California football players on our team that excited to go play closer to home and even more from the West Coast. So that's one piece of it, but obviously the game itself and what it means and our opportunity to continue to take the next step. But we understand we got a great football team with Indiana, Coach Signetti. Just what he's done is amazing here these last 2 years. Just building the program as quickly as he's done to the level it's at, and really looking forward to us diving back into our process here the next 10 days or so. Just getting back to work. Really important days. I thought we did a great job from the SEC championship to the first round game in a lot of ways, whether it's the preparation. I got to give a tip of the hat to our training staff and our doctors. Jeff Allen, who runs our training room downstairs with his staff, an amazing job just putting people together and getting guys as healthy as they could have. Dr. Kane, Dr. Waldrop, Dr. Stewart. We just got a top-tier group, and I know there's even more, but just everything they did to get our guys to where they played fast and we're as healthy as we've been in a long time. So need that again here the next 10 days. On the speed part, I mean, our guys, Coach Ballou, I need to give him credit too, our head strength coach. We had as many guys hit their top speeds as we have since the Tennessee game, and that's tied for the most over 20 miles an hour, all year. So it's great to have more players playing fast in the big moments. But looking forward to the challenge. Our guys are as well.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now open up the teleconference for questions. Please raise your hand to ask a question using the raise hand icon within Zoom. If and when your question is selected, please unmute your microphone and state your name and media outlet before asking your question. Once your question has been answered, your microphone will be muted and your hand will be lowered. Our first question comes from Nicole Auerbach.
Hey, Kalen, it's Nicole Auerbach from NBC Sports. I wanted to ask, just with you and Curt Signetti in this matchup, got me thinking about just the unique paths that you both took to become head coaches at places like Alabama and Indiana. And I wonder how your path and all the different stops and all the levels of college football helped prepare you to lead a program at the highest level with all that's changing in college football today.
Yeah, just knowing Coach Signetti and you referred to it, his path, nothing but respect. Again, how he's done it, how he's gotten to this spot. A lot of work goes into it. I think coming back to your question, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I think there's things that you do that give you an appreciation for the moment you're in, having an opportunity to be here at Alabama. But I also think there's moments that you go through. I mean, with the playoffs the way they are, and us having to go 4 rounds, been through that many, many years, whether it was as an assistant or as a head coach, going back to Sioux Falls days. And then I think building a staff and having the network and the contacts has helped me surround people with a lot of knowledge, but also the right type of people to help lead you, especially in today's day and age of college football and building a team. And I think all of it goes into just being built for these moments that come. But I've been really blessed. I've been blessed to be around a lot of great coaches who have mentored me along the way, that I've taken things from to be able to be successful in the moments that we're in now.
Our next question will come from Jeff Rabjohns.
Hey, Coach. How you doing? Jeff Rabjohns, Peace.com here. Good to see you. Good to talk to you. As far as the game goes, Indiana's rushing attack has been really productive, even though, Mendoza won the Heisman, has been the kind of guy getting more attention. I'd like your thoughts from a coaching chair. What makes Indiana's running game good, and how good do you feel Indiana's offensive line has been and is playing going into this game?
Yeah, still diving into it, but the thing that jumps out at me, just with kind of the first glance here the last day or so, is how well they work together, the offensive line in particular, and just everyone being in sync. They're always moving forward, and on the opposite end, the defense, has the tackles for losses and is physical as well. So But I just think that, with obviously Mendoza and winning the Heisman, I mean, that doesn't happen by accident. You put a whole season of film together of games and stringing them each and every week, and you end up undefeated because a trigger man can make some plays and do his thing at an extremely high level. I just look at their skill around the offensive line. They just all complement each other. They go make plays. When the opportunities are there, they get it done. And there's great coaching that you can see to put them in spots to succeed. But also the guys, you can see they play with a swagger, with a confidence, and as they should with the success they've had.
Our next question comes from Nick Hamilton.
Hey, Coach. First of all, congratulations on making the Rose Bowl. Also want to ask you, just how have you seen your defense grow exponentially since playing in the SEC, and now you guys are in the CFP, gaining a victory at Oklahoma, and now you're playing in the Rose Bowl. What are some of the traits that you've seen along the way that giving your team even more confidence?
Well, I think there was a point, it was early in the season where our guys defensively just kind of kept taking those steps, and through conference play, got the turnovers in big moments that helped us win games. The stops that were needed, forcing field goals, and I think that continued to breed a kind of a belief at a high level, and they've been able to do it different ways. And the first quarter maybe wasn't our best quarter, but they were fighting and coming off the field, ready to solve problems, to come up with solutions, whether that's the coaching staff or our players. I know that our whole team is going to fight, but you're asking about the defense in particular. I know that they went out there. They're very, proud of what they've accomplished, and really did a nice job as the game went along of making adjustments to get more pressure on the quarterback, to obviously come up with an interception for a touchdown. Just continue to play, and the game came back to us. We talk about that as a program, but the game came back to us because everyone just continued to stay the course, and forced them, even when they got into our territory, to force field goals. And that's a mindset, that no matter where you step on the football field, you're just going to play it to the best of your ability, and our guys do that.
Our next question comes from Zachary Osterman.
Hi, Kalen. Thanks for making the time. Hope all's well your way. I imagine you haven't sort of deep dived into Indiana just the last few years, but I'm curious. You were around here at a time when this program was really emphasizing investment in football and really sort of trying to be bold about, sort of dreaming bigger and pushing the boat out farther. As you've sort of, in what you have been able to see of Coach Cignetti, do you see more of that basically kind of the impact of a place really investing in a way that says we want to be more competitive in football and we're going to be really proactive about it?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I mean, I do pay attention just because it's a place I've been, and pay a little more attention. I can't say, you're worried about your own place and where you're at, but, I felt like when we were there that there was a growth and an investment that was happening, and there was success that in 19 when I was there that, felt like you were getting over the hump, and that extended to the next season as well. But, there's certainly, Coach Cignetti's done a great job providing the spark, which, really it leads to people continue to be all in. And as you get more people all in, you get the moments that you're in right now. And so I think it works off of each other, the energy and the commitment to the success, working hand in hand with the people that are there. So, nothing but a great time there that I had. It was short-lived, but one that I remember my family as well.
Our next question comes from Kennington Smith.
Hey, Coach DeBoer, hope you're doing well. I actually have two questions, if I may. The first is about Bray Hubbard. Obviously, his play against Florida State garnered negative attention, and we get to the end of the season, he's an All-American. How have you seen him just progressed throughout the season, and maybe what type of lesson is there, how he started and kind of how he's finished up the season?
No, yeah, Bray, he is who he is. I know he was super disappointed, as well as many guys were, with week one. With just the production. I would never really question how important it is to him. It means so much to play at a high level, but even more to do it with his teammates. He's a team guy, and he's just continued to lead us. It doesn't matter if it's on the field, off the field. He's a top tier person, first of all, and I think the work ethic he brings is something that trickles on to the rest of the guys, and he takes it upon himself to make sure that, yes, the unit that's on the field, the ones, the twos, that they're playing at a high level, held to the standard, but he also cares about it trickling down to the players who are going to be the future here too. And he's an extremely hard player. He's a playmaker in the big moments. You've seen him end up with the ball in his hands, interceptions, at critical times. And he's going to come down in the box. He can play out in space. Just does a lot of things for us that are really important to our success defensively.
Yeah, and then Zabian Brown, you kind of mentioned big plays. That's kind of been his story since he's been at Alabama. What has allowed him to meet those moments? And then, also just kind of what type of opportunity is it for him and, other guys who are from California to get a chance to go back there and play in the Rose Bowl?
Yeah, ZB he's been, you can call it the right place, but I think you make your own breaks too. And, there's times where, you happen to be in the right spot, but there's also times where you put the work in, and I see what he does with his film study. I see what he does on the football field in practice, whether it's technically, just how important it is for him to be on the same page with the guys around him so he can take those, I don't want to call them, they're calculated risks, or have an aggressiveness about him to go make the plays, knowing where his help's at, pre-snap, while the play's happening. He's a really heady player, and obviously a great athlete and playmaker. And so I think for him, as well as all these guys going out to California, it's just a really cool moment for them. They're just such great kids. They're not kids, but young men, whose families have to travel a long ways each and every week, and this time they get to return the favor back to their families and go out there and play in front of them, and as well as many friends that I'm sure will be at the game.
We have time for one more question. Our last question will come from Mike Schumann.
Yeah, hey, Coach. Mike Schumann of the Daily Hoosier. Wanted to ask you about Kane. He was obviously there at Indiana with you, and I'm just curious, what was it about him? I'm assuming his time at Indiana played a heavy influence on you wanting to bring him on board at Alabama. What stood out? Is there anything about his time at Indiana that really stands out to you? And I guess also just what's it like for all you guys? I know there's a lot of IU guys, former IU guys on staff to come full circle and play this game against Indiana.
Yeah, I'd probably be missing some Coach Ballou, Coach Sheridan, but your reference to Kane. Here's what I saw when I was there. First of all, a guy that really wanted me to come be a part of it. And then when I was there, did everything he could to be a team player. He was focused on running a defense. I was the offense coordinator, but practice plans, schedules, whatever it was, he would be willing to work with you to help make sure it was best for our team and not just his side of the ball. And then there obviously has to be a production and a style of coaching that you feel fits, and whether it's what he does as a defensive coordinator, or especially down here now with his home being, for the most part, being down here in the Southeast, what he could bring as far as the familiarity to the league, the region. It was a great fit, a great opportunity, and for him to jump on board and be a part of this. You can see what he's done with our defense. He's a great coach, great person, great family man. Our players really believe in him. Our staff does too, as he manages them. So it's been really, really a great, great opportunity, and I'm glad that he was a big part of me coming there, trying to get me to Indiana. I'm glad he returned the favor and came when I called him as well.
Thank you, Coach. That will conclude the first portion of today's teleconference. Thank you for joining us today. Media members, you're welcome to stay on the line until we're joined by Coach Signetti at 10:45 p.m. Pacific, 1:45 p.m. Eastern.
All right, thank you, Karen. We'll go ahead and take some questions from our group here. Let's start with Chase, front row on the left. Got Mike coming to you, Chase.
Second half of the Oklahoma game, Tim Keenan needed some help getting off the field. Can you update us on how he's doing and also if there's anything new with LT Overton?
Yeah, I know he was a little bit sore. Tim was a little bit sore after the game, but I'm expecting that he'll be good to go. Maybe still working through it here early in the week, but we got some time, and so I'm expecting him to be good to go. LT, just continue to monitor him. Definitely not ruling him out right now, but we'll continue to evaluate him and see how things go here in the days ahead.
Go to the far right side, Charlie.
Just stick with that. Red Morgan also visited the 10. Is he good to go? Do you expect the same thing with him?
Yeah, I expect him again, lower extremity. Really kind of the same as TK. I would expect him to be ready to go, but the last couple of days and today he's still a little bit sore.
Let's go to Nick, right front row right.
Yeah, another Indiana question for you. Do you have a favorite memory from that time you were there?
Yeah, it was short. I think you naturally go to games, there was the one that probably stuck out to me the most was kind of going back towards home and playing Nebraska, and the win there. I thought that was a big one for us as we kind of move forward. But again, great place to live for me and my family at the time, and got welcomed with open arms.
All right, let's next go to Katie on the left middle there.
In the second half of the Oklahoma game, the defense was able to get a lot more pressure and had 4 sacks. How did that impact that game, getting pressure on the quarterback, and then how is that something y'all can build on going into the rest of the playoffs?
Yeah, I thought, again, the defense staff and Coach Womack did a great job. They knew he had to adjust. There was just Mateer was having too much time to sit back there. They found some explosive, plays through the passing game, and then him using his feet, and someone's going to find an opening downfield too, and that happened there at least once on scrambles. But just having to crank up a little bit more pressure to get Mateer uncomfortable, and the key is getting him down too, because he's a really good athlete, and our guys did that, and they worked together as a unit. And that's what I love to see is everyone just trusting that they stay in their lanes or whatever the game is that they're working with our pass rush as a unit. That they all work together and understand their responsibility. And for the most part, he didn't get out and have these wild explosive run plays like I know he's capable of.
Go back to the right side. We got Alex and then Emily Grace. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I'm just curious what you've seen from Freddie and the defensive line. It's the back half of the season. It seems like they've improved pretty dramatically.
Yeah, I think the first key is that these guys up front that we play with discipline. And making sure that you take care of your gap, that, you're trying to take on blocks more than one and eating up those if you can. So that way, depending on the call, so that way our linebackers and even our safeties can come down and fit it up correctly. And when they do their job, the rest of it kind of falls into place as far as where the ball gets spilled to or where it gets leveraged to. And, that starts with them, because once they come out of a gap and all of a sudden the ball winds back somewhere where it's not supposed to, or a pass rush lane, opens up and a quarterback can take off. We face some mobile quarterbacks here the back half of the season. So, again, they've done a nice job of just being disciplined and working together. And that's a team thing, because they don't always get the highlights and the stats. They just got to do their part to help our defense be successful.
Go ahead, Emily Grace.
Coach, you mentioned diving back into the process. Over the next 10 days, what do you want to replicate from the OU prep that you saw specifically heading into the Rose Bowl?
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing that's nice right now is you don't have school, and so I think our guys just, I told them I love playing night games, because I just feel like, again, this isn't discredit an opponent, but it's just that much confidence I have in our guys about how they care them using every minute and moment that they can to get better, to improve, to prepare. Might be watching film on game day, just more than, the opponent, just out preparing. And so I thought our guys did a great job being present. There's times they can get away from the facility, but being present in our meetings, in our practice, I thought the energy was as good as it's been. And again, I think there's less to the day, so they're focused on football, the excitement of the playoff, and now that continuing on, going on the next round, especially with kind of how we finished the game and played. I just stay with the process. We understand what's worked. Keep making it better. We have to keep getting better because obviously we were down 17-0 at one point, and there's a reason for that. And so as a team, we need to continue to improve, make sure that those things are shored up to where we can start faster.
Let's go to the front left, Colin.
Kind of a calendar question for you. With prep for the Rose Bowl, obviously the portal window opens shortly after the Rose Bowl. What does kind of your attention look like, not only for preparing for this game, but for what's to come, roster retention, things like that?
Yeah, no, I think there's conversations the coaches are continue to have. Just our antennas are up, and I think the one thing I appreciate about our whole team, and that's coaches and players together, I think there's really strong relationships and conversations that can be had in a way where you can be really upfront and honest and talk through things. And there's a care that these guys have for each other, to where first and foremost, we want to take advantage of what we've done all season. This is why you did all the work, is to be able to play in this game. But there also is a reality of that time coming when the portal does open, and just talking through any of the what ifs, any of the different scenarios, and every guy's situation is different. Us just kind of making sure that, if there is any type of, I don't call it red flag, but anything that you kind of think might happen, let's talk about it, and we've been open. I think that's how we retained a lot of our roster at different times, at different levels, over the last year and a half, 2 years. And that's what I would hope we would continue to do with our coaching staff and the relationship, as well as our players and the way they care about the program, as well as this season and finishing strong.
Let's go to Joe in the back row.
Coach, on Friday night, Ty Simpson started 3 of 6 for 17 yards, took a sack, but then he hit the pass to Lizzie Brooks for the first down, and he really got going, finishing 15 of 23 for 215 yards. What changed for Ty Simpson, maybe on that fourth drive, and how can he kind of keep that momentum rolling for the Rose Bowl?
Yeah, I think that throw to Lottie was probably the one that sparked us as a team, got us into their territory on the third down, the flag route or corner route. I think we were close. We had the first third down throw catch that just fell incomplete. I think that would have been huge for us. There was these moments, the next couple of drives, we took a sack on a screen, just trying to get an easy completion. Different guys we can throw to on that screen. We didn't execute well. They pressured into it. So again, that got us behind the sticks. Really, I think it was the fourth drive then when this happened, where we got it rolling, and it was just really more of the same. I mean, we hit a lot of quick passes that got him into a rhythm, and it was outside and inside. Lottie had his catches, Cuevas had his catches kind of inside. I think it was later in the game, maybe Jay Lindsey had a catch, but Isaiah caught some on the outside a little bit. And then what started to happen is you got in a rhythm, and now you saw the explosives and the ball down the field and the one-on-ones versus man, at least on a couple of them. And I think about Isaiah's in the fourth quarter, obviously Germ's catch in the fourth quarter. We started hitting some routes off of a play action there in the second in the second quarter there. I think it was a dig route there with Isaiah. So this found a rhythm, and that's what we've been lacking. Now it goes both ways. Guys got to make plays, like make the easy plays. We still had too many drops. There were some simple plays where, second and 6, we just got to catch the ball on the sideline and go get 3 or 4 yards or more, break a tackle, and you got a first down. Some of those things where we just still missed on, and we just got to clean up. And I know our guys will continue to work on that.
Let's go to Will on the far left.
Coach Lottie has been a guy that throughout the year has made some big catches for you guys and been a downfield target at times as well. Obviously, you guys needed what he brought to the table on Friday night. Can you speak about just how proud you were of him finally getting into the end zone and just his performance? And then what's maybe the one area that you've seen him develop the most over his freshman year?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it caught me by surprise when you said something the other night. You guys brought up that was his first touchdown. And just think about how many big plays he's made for us. They weren't touchdowns, but he's an important part of our offense. He's got the ability before he catches the ball to get open one-on-one, as you saw in the corner route for the touchdown. And then obviously when you get the ball in his hands, breaking tackles on the fourth down catch, touchdown. And then just the physicality he can bring, even though he's not this bigger guy, he's strong and lower body strength as well. And so I think when it comes to the growth that he's had this season, understanding this is, college football and, the step that, it takes from the preparation, you don't just roll out on the football field on a Saturday like you probably did when he was so much better than everyone he faced in high school and just go get it done. There's timing because, the windows are smaller. There's focus, but man, you can see the plays he's made. I think about the Missouri catch and fourth down. I think about different ones he's had throughout the years. He's been more consistent than not. And that's impressive for a freshman. And so he's a really cool kid to be around. He's really light, kind of got a smile on his face, just fun to be around. And so I'm happy for him. Obviously, we needed him a big way, and he came through.
Going to the back left, Matthew.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Daniel Hill's 30-yard run in that early third quarter. Just what did you see work on that play?
We ran a little toss to the left side there into the boundary, and he made a nice cutback. He kind of broke through a tackle there, and the key is getting that thing started. Trying to get the edge on that particular play. We had some success at times. There were some times we just missed blocks on plays similar to it, maybe not the exact same one. That was, I think, the case in a number of runs, is we were just one block away. I thought we probably did a better job overall blocking the first time we played Oklahoma from just clean pictures. But it's nothing that we can't shore up moving forward. And some of it might have been even like not just sustaining it, just a guy getting over the top of us on some down blocks or crack blocks and things like that. So we just need to be better in that moment. But Daniel, I thought, did a nice job making the first guy running through a tackle there. And then I really love that, knowing and understanding what Oklahoma's really good at and guys converging, kind of realizing that maybe it might be tough to spring it for a touchdown, making sure you protect the football. And he's done a great job of that and needs to continue to do a good job moving forward for us to be successful. But I thought the one that he just did a really good job on was the touchdown run. Running through some guys, staying on his feet, the balance. That was a big run. We got the look that we, we're thinking we were probably had a chance of getting, and gave him the ball, and he did a nice job, finding a way to get in the end zone on his own.
Got time for a few more. Let's start on the back left to Tony.
Kind of on that, this will be your third straight time facing a top 5 run defense. Just have you learned, or what can you take maybe from playing Georgia and Oklahoma's run defense and into, I think, what's the number 3 run defense in the nation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think a lot of it is the tackle for losses is what you got to really try to guard against. And this is a team I think maybe is just right around or ahead or behind Oklahoma and in that category. Attacking style, guys that, shed blocks, that play physical, use their hands, they're violent. And so, these games hopefully prepare you. And again, you find ways to improve, whether it's individually your assignment and your job or just, schematically. But, they present it in different ways. So it might not be the same schemes you run. But it's to me, it's about, you just understanding one, you got to do your job, but then everyone working together. And that's where we got to make sure we continue to improve to stay away from the tackles for losses, because you get behind the chains on teams like Oklahoma, Georgia, and now obviously Indiana. they'll find a way to make you pay for it.
Standing up on the back right.
Hey, Kalen, last year, all 4 teams that won their first round game also won the second round against teams that got the bye. What are some of the advantages to already having a playoff win under your belt?
Yeah, we've been in the moment, and especially playing on the road for us and finding a way to win there. I think, again, that says a lot about our program. We've had more success this year doing that. I think 4 or 5, probably 5 SEC games now on the road that we've won. And so there's a level of confidence that it brings. I think as long as you can be healthy after this first round game, there is enough of a break for us. I think it was 13 days, almost 2 weeks. So there's enough of a break to where, you're fresh mentally, physically. I think we took advantage of that. It was much needed after the SEC game as championship. And so us continue to use that. It's not necessarily pick it up, put it down, but it's close. And use that to again, prepare well, to be able to play well, out there at the Rose Bowl.
All right, let's finish up with a follow-up from Emily Grace.
Yeah, Coach, to follow up on what you said about Ty and finding that rhythm, how hard is it so late in the game, really, with such a deficit, to find that rhythm again like the offense did? And is that just a result of what you guys were trying to practice, or is it belief in the moment? Walk me through being able to find that rhythm despite the circumstances.
I mean, sometimes it's just, that catch that Lottie had. Sometimes it's just making a throw. Some quarterbacks like to get hit early in the game. We'd prefer that not to be the case. I don't know how Ty feels about it, but, I think getting that big throw on a third down, and then I think also just the way the offensive line did. If you look at the plays where we had a lot of success, there was a pretty good pocket for Ty to work out of. And I think our guys did a nice job in that way overall, even though I know we took still 4 sacks. It was early and it was late kind of when those happened. And we just got to always be thinking first and foremost that, again, as a priority, we're trying to keep him upright. And obviously that's what the opponent's trying to do, is guard against that. That's what we do as well. So finding a way to just string 1 completion, 2 completions, 3, and all of a sudden there's a rhythm, there's an energy, there's more plays because you're moving the chains, and now you get to continue to kind of wear on the defense, and we never really got to that point still, just because of the time of possession, and especially how we lost that advantage in the first quarter being behind. We weren't able to maybe first quarter and a half to do what we want to do, but it did come back to us a little bit there for the last 2.5 quarters there to find that rhythm that you're talking about.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yep, thank you.